Looks like I'm black. Playing against a OGS 1Q today. Just play my normal opening. And he doesn't give me a 3-4 to approach, so I'll go ahead and just enclose my corner. And he does Sanrense with white, which is pretty interesting. But I think I'm just going to enclose my corner. And because they're all high, I can still 3-3. This isn't really that easy to turn into points. So even if he does something like this, I can probably just 3-3. Okay, he attaches. Not sure I've seen this before. I know it's a thing, but I don't know it. So I think I'm just going to back off, make sure my corner stays solid. So now he jumps here, so he's reducing this area. But if I try to attack it, I think it's just 2 stones, so it's just a little bit too light. And here I have a little bit more potential, because when I approach here, he doesn't have any white stones here. But if I approach here, these white stones are making it a little bit more difficult to make any points in this area. Okay, so he pincers, he's trying to destroy my potential, so I'm just going to go ahead and take his corner. Basic Joseki. He's going to get a little bit on the outside, I get the corner, but this corner I think is pretty easy to reduce. And then again, this is just not, it doesn't seem like it's that easy to attack because it's still pretty light, but he's not really going to make any points here. So I think I'll go ahead and just might as well approach here. Don't have as much potential on the side, but if he pincers again, I get the corner. I'm pretty happy with that. But this move doesn't really have any threat on my corner. And if he tries to make a base here, I can still invade or do something to attack it later. Yep, so just take points. And then we're playing this basic Joseki again. And yep, I go here. So this one just feels like it's in an odd spot. I can still push out here to reduce. And it looks like he's just going all out to take the center. And I'm pretty happy to just take, all the territory here. He gets to connect, but it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I don't want to let him play here because then he can Atari and force his way in. And now he has a weakness here that I think he needs to protect. But then he also wants to turn this into potential, so he wants to play here. So I'm going to try and push out here. And I want to be a little bit more forceful, I think. I'm not sure it matters, but yeah, we'll go ahead and Atari just to cut these stones off. Okay, so he's trying to be a bit more aggressive. I'll go ahead and capture, and he goes down. Okay, but if he goes here, he can squeeze, but my corner is fine. And when I play here, he has to worry about this group because I can push through here now and threaten to cut this off. And as I'm doing that, I'm getting some more eye shape. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and just try and focus on making eyes. There's still a peep here, which it looks like it's Sente. So I'll go ahead and play it once. He can block, and then I'll come back to trying to live in the center and reduce his potential. Okay, so he attaches here. I guess my corner is a little bit weaker, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then go down. So he needs to defend this group just a little bit more and extend because I don't want to get surrounded. Because if I keep him separated, this group and this group still have some weaknesses he has to worry about. So now he's trying to run away. Again, I don't want to get surrounded or let him cut me off. And I can Hane here because if he cuts, I can Atari go down and capture the 3 stones. Yeah, and then I'll just stay connected. Okay, so he's trying to reduce my eye shape here. Doesn't seem like it works too well, but I'll probably just go ahead and just keep running out to the center because reducing this area is pretty big. And then I only have 1 weak group, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. I guess he just wants to cut off this side or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll just go ahead and let him. Because now my corner is just 100% alive. And this is just too slow. It has no effect on my group. If I capture 1 stone, he just Ataris and then can Tanuki. Gonna go ahead and push out because I can still put some pressure on this group. And if he plays something over here to defend, then I can Hane and Hane again, and then this has some weaknesses. Although this is pretty hard to kill because if he plays here, I have to go here, and then he can Atari, and he can get some eyes that way. Okay, so he just extends. I'll extend again. There's still some weaknesses over here. And I want to play here because I want to keep this eye. And this is also creating some weaknesses here. So I think I just want to cut because then I'm pretty much connected. I capture this stone. And after that, I'm pretty safe. So I think I'll just surround it because he can push through here, but I'm mostly connected and then my corner is alive. But now my weakest group should be almost 100% alive, and he's surrounded, so he has to be at least a little bit careful here. I have lots of liberties, so he can push here, I cut, he Ataris, I extend, he goes here. I can then cut because it's not a ladder because I can Atari. And I don't think he can really push out or anything because he just doesn't have enough liberties, though it looks like he's going to try. And if he connects, I go here, he can Atari, he can Atari, he can Atari. But then I play here and it's a snapback. So I think he should have just sacrificed the 2 stones and then played something over here to kind of keep growing this area. But instead he's given me a little bit more points and I got a few extra stones here to try and reduce this area. Okay, so he tanukis. I guess he wants to attack my corner. Yep. I don't know, you can't really make that many points here, but I guess he's gonna try. Yep. And I'll just capture because there's no ladder and I can still jump out here and then there's still a cutting point. So I don't think there's too much potential here. I'll just go ahead and jump because I can reduce this. And if I get to invade here, then this whole group can get into trouble. But he's trying to turn this into points as well, I think. And this one's just too slow. I guess if he goes here, I go here, he wants to cut, but I think he just has a little bit too much weakness. So I can threaten to do some stuff over here first. And this is all kind of connected and alive, so I'm not too worried about it. And then extend. I can't push and cut, but there is a ko later. So I'll just connect, and then he can cut if he wants. But I just have a lot of ko threats, and he's kind of surrounded. And then there's always just a ko here. So I can just, at any time, try and connect with that ko. In fact, I think because this is almost dead, I'm just going to go ahead and try. And then I can use the weaknesses here to push through and use those as co-threats. Okay, so he finally goes to wedge, but now I can just kind of push through here, and all the moves around here are just going to be co-threats. I think I go here, I can throw in, I can Atari, and his liberties get reduced very quickly. Yep, so he throws in. I don't want to do this one right away because then there's a double Atari. And here, I think I'm just going to keep trying to capture because his liberties are very low now. Okay, maybe I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. Yep, I blundered. I can still probably capture this, unless he wants to fight the whole ko. So he does just connect, then I have to connect, and then I guess he can do this, but now there's just 1,000 cutting points on the outside. And being able to play this move is actually quite big. And I can still kind of Atari and maybe threaten to at least force him to capture me first. And he still is pretty short on liberties. And not sure. Like I can go here to try and expand my liberties just a little bit. He probably has to throw in, and I just have to reduce his liberties from the outside now. I have to be careful with this one because it's threatens this double Atari. And yep, just reduce liberties. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. I think I have to capture first, but oh well. But yeah, the blunder over here was just too big. I let myself get cut off, but I don't think it's that big of a deal because now this is kind of surrounded and he has to start worrying about eyes. And then when he goes here, I guess that is a thing. I have to connect. Yep, very good. Now I probably need to reduce this area because now this is pretty solid. And I can jump, reduce some more. And he has quite a bit of weaknesses here because there's like Ataris here. So I think I'll go here and then threaten to peep here if he defends his cuts. And he didn't defend the cuts and he didn't defend the peep. So I'll see what he does when I cut. Interesting. So now I can threaten to capture and then I can peep because now he has some weaknesses over here he has to worry about. Okay, I guess he doesn't care about those. And threaten to connect. And then now there's like Ataris and a bunch of weaknesses over here. So I think he probably needed to add a move here to defend. And I'll go ahead and push here because I want to start trying to make eyes or maybe cut something off. Not sure which one I like. Probably just here. If he goes here, I just throw in, he has to defend, I can cut, and then this is now cut off. And so when I go over here, he is lacking liberties just a little bit. And if he cuts this off, I can still push in here later. Okay, but he's gonna try and kill the whole thing. I'll push here at least once because it's Sente, and then come over here. So now this group needs to live, this needs to live. I don't really have eyes, but it feels like it should work out okay for me. Yep, just block because when he goes here, I can Atari. Okay. So I can just capture this then because he can't cut because that's self-Atari. So he has to try and make 2 eyes on the side. And I just have to be careful with my liberties as I'm reducing. So like if he goes here, I can probably push once and twice. And then when he goes here, there's some weaknesses there. And I think I just need to connect and then I have to capture. And it looks like maybe he can live on the side, but I reduced him to like the second line. I captured a bunch of stones. And this feels like the wrong side. If I throw in here and then monkey jump, I'm not sure he has enough eyes. Okay, and he does resign. And according to the graph, I'm winning the entire game. Before I blundered here, I'm ahead by 50. after the blunder, I'm only ahead by about 5 to 7 points. So this was a pretty massive blunder. I shouldn't have let myself get cut off there. Where was it? Yeah, this move was bad. I didn't think about the Atari and cut. So this one should have been probably the bamboo. And then I think that would have been much better. So I let him catch up a little bit by missing this Atari, but I was already so far ahead that it just wasn't enough. And then over here, I probably could have done a little bit better as well, but was good enough. And but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that or at least learned something. And I will see you all next time.